All right, we are live, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Lake County. I'm your host, David Rich. Got some merch for sale, $20 a shirt. Let me know. All right, we got two special guests on tonight. We have Jennifer Banek, who is our Lake County coroner, but specific tonight, she's the candidate for State Central Committee for the Democratic Party here in Illinois. Excuse me, I don't know what happened. And we're going to talk about some things concerning the ballot. There's some ambiguity there, to say the least. And we want to clarify for you. We also have Kasia. I'm gonna forget. Go ahead and say it.
Kondraki.
Thank you. Kondraki. Because in my head, I've been calling you Kondraki for 2 years or whatever.
A long time I was going by it, and then I was like, why not just say it the way it's said?
Right. My last name is R-Y-C-H. Usually people go with Reich. I'm like, no, I'm not a Nazi. It's Rich.
Rich. Okay, good.
I thought about just changing the Y to an I to this because it's so annoying. Anyway, all right, cool.
That's right.
So we wanted to talk about something. So first of all, Jen, why don't you tell us about this office you're running for, what it is, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, thanks so much, David, and good to see you, Kasia. So I am running for State Central Committee person for the 10th Congressional District. I know sometimes in between elections, if Congressman Schneider is your congressman, then you reside in the 10th Congressional District. State Central Committee is like the board of directors for the Democratic Party of Illinois. And so if you think of it kind of like in a framework, if you think of there's precinct committee people, which are really the folks on the ground who go neighbor to neighbor and talk about the candidates and voting. And then you have a township chair, and then you have a county chair. And this is just another person that's like, position-wise kind of adjacent to the county chair. And so it's like candidate recruitment, candidate retention, like helping candidates run campaigns, fundraising, talking about our mission and vision, all of those kinds of things. That's what State Central Committee person does. And there is a man and a woman, and I'll let you kind of go from there.
Okay, well, let's get to that 1 second. Like, what would your specific list of duties be after you win this race?
So my list of duties would be to be the voice for the 10th Congressional District in terms of the Democratic Party. Like, so all of those things that I mentioned, we've done a great job here in the 10th Congressional District of flipping those partisan races. So most of our partisan positions are Democrats. However, there are lots of municipal folks where there's work to be done, I guess is what I'll say. So about 50% of the municipal leaders still are Republicans. And so I see, those mayors are the folks that appoint police chiefs. And we've seen the importance of mayors and police chiefs, especially with local ICE activity.
Yeah.
Those are important decision makers in protecting our neighbors.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so do you mind if I delve a little bit deeper into this? Because now I got some other things on my mind. Because what you're talking about is like the inner workings of a specific party in a particular area. And I often wonder like how the inner workings of like the like I already know how the Libertarians and Green Party people do it because I was members of both of those parties. I don't know much about, especially at the state and federal level, like how the inner workings of the parties go. You see an awful lot of party loyalty, especially at the federal level, probably state level too. Who determines what the Democrats in District 10 are? I mean, you say like, okay, you have to do this, you have to do that, or there's more like recommendations. Like, what's the hierarchy of authority there?
Kasia, you want to tackle that?
Yeah, Kasia.
I'm happy to add in, but I want to give you an opportunity.
Yeah.
So it is more like Jennifer or whoever would be getting in would be our advocate. So it's the same idea as a precinct committee person myself, right? And as a township chair myself, right? So this is the same idea. You're advocating for the community. So you hear people at, when you go to the community events, the local Democratic meetings, local maybe a township town hall or something where they're talking about an issue that's important. Maybe they're getting ready to switch their waste management program and their complaints are because on the federal level, there's this policy and that policy, and this state level, there's that policy, and it's all impacted the local level with the waste management, as an example, right? So all of this feedback would go to Jen, and she would be advocating for us for resources for the party, just like I do on my level.
Okay, so you like say something.
Except she has more power with it.
Well, it sounds like kind of like the power of the purse here, like for the Democratic Party District 10. Like you're people come to you for requests for maybe like structures of events and stuff like that, but also funding. I'm guessing is the bigger part of that pie chart.
Well,
Yes?
and lobbying also, right?
Okay.
Like you're essentially you're pulling to the side all these different. The biggest part that's important as the role that Jen's doing is, I think it's fair to say, right, is her networking. What the network that she has built is the biggest key player in this, because then when she hears first of all, people have to know to get to her, right? Like to give her the feedback. So that's your network. And then she has to know who she would use in her network to spread that message to. Hey, state rep, hey, state, senator, mayor, whoever,
Yeah, that's cool. Get
Yeah.
to rub some elbows with the higher ups there. That's great. Well, if you see Pritzker, I invited him on my show today. If you see him, because he probably won't respond. Ask him to come on my show.
I'll tell him to tune in, David.
Thanks. But okay, that's for Jen. Did you want to add anything to that?
No, I mean, I would agree with what Kasia said. I think that it definitely is part of what differentiates me between, differentiates me from my opponents, because I do have two folks running against me. Right. Is I was raised in Lake County, came back to raise my own family after college. I have deep roots here. You and I went to high school together, yep. David. I like Kasia mentioned, I'm a precinct committee person. I'm a chair of a township. I've also served in elective office. Now I'm on my second term. Yep. And so those networks are super, super important. Understanding the landscape of the municipalities and the areas, so that you can identify candidates that you think would be good, and then helping them run those races and I will say as well, like one of the things I mentioned earlier, before we came on air, that I'm the CFO, CEO, COO, CIO of the campaign, because I'm a scrappy candidate who's doing the work. I actually think that in addition to the deep roots that I have in the community, while my opponents have large pocketbooks, I've really had to do the work. We have a database portal that I've had to, we call them universes, when we're looking at voters and who are likely folks to come and vote. I've had to do all of that myself and really understand and appreciate all the work that's involved in that. So because I've done it, I understand what a candidate has to do to run a race.
Yeah, no, that's a nice head start there. Yeah, you've done 2 campaigns so far, and we're successful in each of them. And also to mention, folks, that she's also a member of the Army, and she is a anesthesiologist. No,
a nurse anesthetist, or a CRNA, or a nurse anesthesiologist, right? Which I would be the only, again, differentiating me between my candidacy and my opponents. I would be the only person that's a veteran and a healthcare provider. Lake County, or the 10th Congressional District, has one of the highest populations of veterans. And especially with everything, I think our healthcare system's in real trouble, quite frankly.
You think?
I think it's an important, we're looking at building our bench. And so those are 2 important lenses. And we also have Great Lakes, remember that, where we've got the only naval training station right here in the 10th. So.
Oh, that isn't that. Yeah, that's true. That is. It's in Lake County. It's like North Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, very cool. All right, to the thick of it right now. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the issue. Can you see that?
This is.
I'm not sophisticated enough to actually download it into my computer and upload it on so I have to do it this way, like they did in 1983. So go ahead, Jen, and explain this as long as I can hold my arms up.
And if you go to my webpage, bannockforillinois.com, this will actually pop up. Also on social media, you can find this graphic. So the first candidate is the committee man. He's uncontested. He's going to win anyway. And
because there's no other male candidate running against him. That's it.
That's right. I was thinking about as clever. If you want the Democratic Party in the 10th congressional district to be first, vote for the last candidate.
There you go.
Very clever.
So the male so it's kind of interesting. So people might say, candidates A, B, and C are all women. You might say, what's going to happen if I vote for 2 women? Well, what will happen is a tally will go into each of those women's bucket, but only one woman, the woman who has the highest votes, will win. So, theoretically, you could only vote for the last person because the man, remember, is going to win anyway.
Okay.
And you know why we have it like that, right, David?
Okay, we're gonna discuss. Can I put this down? Because my arms are tired.
Yes, you can put it down. Go ahead.
I've been in the gym for a long time. Okay, go ahead. But thank you for clarifying that. It's really important because I guarantee you, and obviously not everybody who's going to vote is going to watch this show, but some people, and hopefully, I'm trying to tell my friends, I'm like, dude, don't forget, make sure you look at the ballot correctly. But it's important, any opportunity to get the clarification out there, like this show or otherwise, like on Facebook and so on, I think that opportunity should be taken. Because I think, just looking at it, people are going to be like, I don't understand. And they're going to vote for, 2 women or something, whatever the case may be. So this is important. Okay, Kasia, go ahead. Well, why did they do the one man, one woman thing?
So this is my understanding, that it used to be 2 people, but it kept being mostly men because not that long ago, the majority of political realm was filled by men, right?
Well, the majority of all realms were mostly filled. But Jen was saying, like in the 50s, 60s,
yes.
Came about. Go ahead.
This is true, right? So the Democratic Party wanted to make sure that there was equal representation between the genders because women make up 51% of the population. So they did 1 male and 1 female. Right. Now, obviously, we've grown since I think it was the 90s, I think is when this was done, or maybe the 80s. I don't remember. When I was a young lad. So now, we have 3 women running. We have 1 male running. And so it has balanced itself out. But we have not gotten to that point yet as a Democratic Party. And in some counties, believe it or not, and in some districts, it is harder for them to find a woman to run as well for that position. So it has not fully worked itself out completely yet.
So does each state have at least something like a state central committee or a state committee? Democratic?
I believe they do. And just for your listeners, how it works in Illinois is each congressional district has the 2 people. And if you remember, there's 17 people or 17 congressional districts. So there's 34 people that comprise the whole state central committee. And I believe, like I've spoken to family that lives in Michigan, and I believe they have something similar, but it's like state dependent.
But I mean, is it sort of like dictated by the national committee? That each state,
it's actually, I believe, dictated at the state level.
So just okay, if the state Democrats want to have it, they have it. If they don't, they don't. Okay, gotcha. Okay, So, is there any current issues with having 1 man, 1 woman on the ballot?
The transgender.
Okay. That's I was fishing for. So go ahead with that. I mean, Jen's explained it to me off air before, and I'm like, my first comment after she got done was, I'm like, but this makes it look binary.
It should be probably ranked choice voting, and it should just be the 2 highest vote getters, regardless of their gender.
I think my dog needs me. Hang on, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Was that her bird before, or was that your bird?
I don't know. It wasn't me.
Okay. Okay. So is there any chatter about it within the committee? Like talking about hey, we got to redo this.
I don't know because I'm not privy, obviously, to the conversations because I haven't been at the table. But I'll be at the table after all your listeners vote me in, and I can come back and let you know. But I will tell you, I had an Illinois state legislator tell me that it was the legislator's fault for not fixing it. They were supposed to fix it, and they didn't. So I don't know.
So it's actually like codified in Illinois law, like how this committee functions. It's not just Democrats getting together and deciding on their own and creating their own policies. This is in the law.
Right. Yeah. And the Republicans have their own structure that's codified.
Do you think that's good or bad?
Oh, I think well, I wouldn't want the Republicans weighing in on how Democratic politics work, and they don't want to hear from me either. So
No. I mean, that it's codified in law and just not left to like local Democrats to kind of do on their own.
Yeah, we need a framework. We need a structure.
Okay, cool. Very cool. All right, that's fascinating. All right, so anything else you want to say? I know this is going to be a quick show. We went through the things I want to talk about.
So you can find me on social media, on Facebook and Instagram, Banek for Illinois. I'm also, I have a webpage, Banek for Illinois. Banek is, it's right there on the screen, but it's B-A-N-E-K. If people want a yard sign, please private message me. There's actually also a form on my Facebook page. You can fill out the form and I will hand deliver a sign. So I would love, it's that time of year. Countywide early voting starts on Monday, March 2nd. Get out and vote. Our county clerk, Anthony Vega, has a really great resource with all of the information. You can vote at any of the early countywide sites. It's true for election day too. But right now, if you've got people on Thursday or Friday that want to vote, they can go to the county building in Waukegan and vote there. So
right, that's been open for a couple of weeks now, right? You can go to Waukegan. That's the first step in voting, early voting, is you can go to the Waukegan courthouse or somewhere there and vote. And then there's all precincts are open for early voting starting on Monday the 2nd. You said.
Yes, that's right.
And then there's election day.
It's not all precincts. It's maybe 11 sites.
Okay, so
I believe it's 11 sites. Yeah. So
okay, that's good. That's good to know.
I think Antioch Township Hall is one of them.
Fremont, do you know?
I don't remember.
Okay, that's right.
I should have studied on that one. Pop quiz.
I wasn't expecting to even ask the question. I didn't know it was going to come up, but no. Okay,
it's a good question.
I there's most offices I know who I'm voting for. There's a couple of offices I'm still thinking, but still listening, I should say. So I can wait patiently till March 17th if I have to. I always enjoy, I lived in Portland, Oregon, and mail-in voting was perfectly fine, by the way. I'm not making any statements against it, but I always love going into the precinct election offices to vote. It's just there's something endearing and charming and patriotic about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels better. Because I remember in Portland, when I first got there, I'm like, mail-in. I'm like, I thought that's really convenient, but I'm like, I like going somewhere. And there was nowhere to go in Portland, in Oregon. You have to mail in.
It's going to be really interesting this year with the mail-in voting because of the stamp delay, and there was something else that just came up too. Oh, that's right. The post office, it was ruled.
Yeah.
Was it today or yesterday with the Supreme Court? They can't be sued.
They can hold back mail on purpose for years, and you can't touch them. Yeah. What is happening?
That's crazy.
Accountability is the most the biggest virtue or the function of a democracy is to be able to hold other people accountable.
Right. And I love the post office.
Hopefully that won't happen just because the people who work there are jerks. But it's certainly it's scary enough that it could.
Right, exactly. It's to me, the post office is a cornerstone of our democracy. I mean, we talk about the 3 pillars, right? And the 4th being the media. But to me, the post office is the 5th unspoken.
That's interesting. I never thought of that with that. But no, it's massively important.
Yeah.
Hugely. Can you imagine not being able to have mail? I mean, we have email now, but before that, just. Right. And not to how disrespectful would have been to the what were the Pony Riders?
Yes, it was the Pony Riders. Yes.
Well, they got the Pony Express or something.
They did have the Pony Express.
Okay. Across the plains with the bag of mail. Make sure you get it.
I have found original Pony Express stops and made my husband pull it over.
That'd be really neat. Okay.
I think they're fascinating.
Oh, I love all that stuff. Okay, very cool. Thank you. Kasia and Jennifer, thank you for coming on the show and clarifying these things and filling us in on what this situation is, this committee is, and your functions. That's very cool. Again, before you brought it up, I'd never even heard of it. But I fear as though that's probably the case with a lot of people.
Yep.
It's just sort of is it every year election? How does the rotation go? Is it every 2 years?
Yep.
Okay. Your term is 2 years.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's like the precinct committee person and the township chair. People they don't know what it is, and they have so many questions,
The reason I started my very first, I'm sorry, Kasia, go ahead.
Oh, no, it's okay. I was going to say, and the other question I get is, why don't the Republicans do the same thing for the state central committee?
Okay. All right, very cool. Yeah, when I first started my very first radio show, reality radio, like 8 years ago, it was in large part to bring local political information data to the local public. Not enough people pay attention to local politics. For most of my life, I was guilty of that too. And it's really where the rubber hits the road. These offices are going to affect your day-to-day lives far more relevantly and substantially than the president, because we all focus on this one thing, this one dude. And that's not even correct on the federal level. Congress has a lot more power, at least they're supposed to, than the president does. There's all it's kind of like a miss. You're not looking where you should be looking, I think. And the local elections are extremely important. It's your zoning, it's your school funding, it's your, it could be, something like childcare, all sorts of stuff. Roads, so, it's huge. It's everything. It affects your everyday life, your water, your Wi-Fi. I mean, just everything, man.
Whether you have a hospital that works, right? I mean, the president and Congress, they decide this high idea of we're going to put $30 million towards the hospitals locally, right? But who makes the decisions on that? Local government. You
betcha. Yeah, and then like the Lake County Board, county boards, they can do a lot of stuff. So the farther you go out, the more powerful it becomes. And I really think the opposite should be the case. That's me. I'm a big fan of local. Big fan. Gardening, farming, school, everything. All right. Ladies, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Jennifer Banek, our Lake County coroner, running for candidate for Senate State Central Committee. Remember, one man,
one woman.
One woman. Okay.
Yes.
Remember that. Not two women. You can't vote for two men because there's only one. And then remember the last name on here, in my estimation, is the one you want to check out.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. And Kasia, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you. Good to meet you. Kind of, sort of. Finally, let's the next event we're at. Let's make sure we actually say hi.
Yes, grab me up. Let's go. Let's have fun.
The Holly Kim victory party.
Yes, yeah, because Holly Kim is running for comptroller. So
that's right.
Yeah, and so fingers crossed, she's gonna win.
Yeah, I need to get her on here too. Okay, so sounds good. All right, ladies, thank you very much. Take care. Everybody, tune in to Let's Talk Lake County. I'm your host, David Rich. Till next time, keep talking.
All right, be safe, everybody.
Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, everybody else.